guys, today we got Adidas, who might actually take over with the new Ultra Boost. Is the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4 going to be easier than we thought? And this is what happens when resellers become an industry. Welcome to Sneaky Sunday. Today's episode is just pure chaos. But before we get into that, don't forget every single Sunday I upload new products to Sneaky HQ. A bunch of my personal collection of sneakers and of course clothing. There's some insane steals on there, so be on the lookout for the new stuff at 6 o'clock. Or I'll put up all of the times over here. First things first, we gotta talk about this AP Swatch situation because it is absolutely insane. Now, if you're unfamiliar, let me build the timeline because I think that's what's the craziest part about this whole situation. Audemars Piguet, or AP, and Swatch officially announced a collaboration on May the 19th. They did this through a cryptic launch, not actually showcasing the product, just the fact that they were going to be collaborating. Now, if you don't know the significance of this collaboration, basically a Royal Oak Audemars Piguet watch costs in the tens of thousands of dollars, and that's the starting price. Now, of course, they play into that whole Hermes bag type thing where you can't just walk into an AP store and buy one. Typically, you need some kind of relationship or built up with the store where you've bought a bunch of other products as well. Nevertheless, the prospect of an affordable Audemars Piguet watch, Royal Oak specifically, gets people going crazy. The internet is flooded with posts about this, people talking about this, and more specifically, AI images of what this watch looks like. You can see here we've got a bunch of different colors, basically like a plastic version of the AP Royal Oak. They post out the estimated price points between $300 and $500, which, I mean, you know, if you can get this versus a $30,000 AP watch, people are foaming at the mouth about this idea. So you got posts like this, and keep in mind, this is all AI. People with it on their wrists were posting it just for fun. You've got even more complex versions like this, which showcase like there's actual metal screws in there. And what's weird is like some of these AI posts kind of make it like it's actually real. Like this one just basically stating, yeah, the collaboration looks pretty cool, going to get one for me and my wife. It's like, this is not real. You've got a bunch of people who can actually afford AP watches saying like, oh, this is terrible because it's going to destroy AP's brand image, and now that I've bought this $50,000 watch or whatever, now they're releasing these affordable ones. But the craziest part is with all of this AI hype that was drummed up for this watch, people started queuing outside of Swatch stores globally. Keep in mind, it's still 6 days out from the official launch on the 16th. So these people are queuing up not knowing what this watch actually looks like. People were selling line spots for $200 to $600. But then on May 12th, Swatch and AP officially showcase the product. And it is not like any of those AI renders. It is in fact a pocket watch. So this is a video of them. They posted this on May the 12th, and you can see that it's literally a plastic pocket watch. This is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure the screws are also plastic, and they come in all of these fun colors, which people online started roasting the resellers that were sat in these lines 6 days before the release. They announced the price point between $400 and $420. And honestly, the internet's reaction to this was brutal. They started calling the resellers clowns and that this is a freaking toy. And this is where you think that the story ends, right? Okay, it's a freaking pocket watch. Nobody wants this. Everybody in the comments is clowning anybody who's in line ready to buy this. But the lines don't disappear. They only get crazier. And that brings us to May the 16th, where this unfolds. This is a queue from Thailand, and we're gonna go across the globe just to show you how insane this stuff is. Look at these people climbing over each other outside of a Swatch store. This one's in Thailand. I mean, imagine being in the center of this. That is insane. This is what the queue looks like outside of the Swatch store in Dubai, I believe. Oh my lord. And then the release got cancelled because, I mean, this is just dangerous. This is Battersea Power Station in London. All of these people running through the shopping mall to get to the Swatch store. This is India, the Mumbai store. This is, I think, the manager of the Swatch store basically telling people that they're shutting it down because look at this. This is insane. This is in Italy. Fights are breaking out. People are throwing freaking chairs at each other. New York, equally as crazy. In fact, I think there's a lot more footage from New York, which I'll show you in a second. India, another Swatch store. Look at this, man. What in the world? This is like World War Z for a freaking pocket watch. Oh my Lord, this is insane. Singapore, people are camping. Look how long these lines are. This is unprecedented. I don't know if there's another product that has gotten this much hype. 5 a.m. outside of Lenox Mall. Switzerland actually looks pretty organized. That's not the worst line that we've seen. Yeah, this is another one from New York, the Roosevelt Field Mall, where the police had to use pepper spray, just getting crunched in this mosh pit and then just start spraying like it's freaking Febreze. Now, as this all started going down, the lines were causing chaos. A bunch of these Swatch stores started shutting down. They said, we're not doing this anymore. This is getting too out of hand. There's a bunch of different videos of people who were waiting in line all this time, and then it just gets shut down. But the most interesting and devastating part for a lot of these people who were waiting around to buy this product, to resell it, was that Swatch started saying, okay, we're canceling all of the releases. However, this is not a limited product. They're like, we would like to remind you, the Royal Pop collection will remain available for several months. We would like to remind you, the Royal Pop collection is not a limited edition, hinting at the fact that it may become available online and it's going to stay in stock. So why are people causing this much chaos? Wait. But even with this information, resale prices of these things have exploded. Keep in mind, the retail is freaking $400 and it's going for $3,000 on StockX. Look at these things. And we got this video from China, which I thought was pretty funny. I don't know if it's actually real, but there's no queue outside of the Swatch store. And this guy says, because yeah, the markets will have this in a couple weeks, so we'll just get it for $50 there, meaning China's just going to make it themselves and fake it. Now, the real story here is the just insane amount of resellers that have penetrated every single industry at this point, where this kind of hype is just across sneakers, Pokemon cards, Stanley Cups, concert tickets, the list goes on. This is a full-blown industry now. They are hiring people to line up for them and buy multiple different watches in the same day. This reseller has a freaking bag full of them. The resale economy keeps on expanding to different genres and more people are getting involved, and it's almost at this point like, is this a recession indicator that people are doing these kind of activities in order to treat reselling less of a side hustle and more like a full-time thing, where they're desperate to sell these products at a price hike? People are not queuing outside of these stores because they want a freaking plastic pocket watch. They're queuing up because of the money that they're trying to make off of this product. This probably has a much deeper story behind it about the current state of the economy right now. But why is everyone trying to resell everything? And companies are really playing into this stuff. It is insane, but resellers have completely got out of hand now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, but let's keep it moving. Right, some releases that are happening right around the corner, a few updates. This one I'm actually really happy about. Nike is actually going to drop the ST Charge, which, if you didn't know, is kind of their more affordable basketball shoe that was specifically going to be an Asia exclusive a few months ago, but now they're going to be dropping this colorway on May the 20th through Foot Locker. That definitely means that there's potential for some of these other colorways popping up in the future, because I've seen so many of them that I really, really like. Like this one almost gives me like the Yeezy effect in terms of the colorway, like with the little infrared on the sock liner and the gray. Either way, this is a really cool looking pair of shoes that I would love to try. First pair is going out May 20th. If anybody who's interested, May 21st there's going to be a restock of the Nike Mind Mule, specifically the black and gray colorway. Again, May 21st at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the Nike app. Speaking of mules, I think this one's a little bit cooler if you ask me. Adidas's new Superstar mules, which should be dropping later on this year during the summertime. So we got two new colorways and a slightly different variation of this. I think they're prepping a bunch of different colorways and versions, but man, these go hard. These things look so sick. I never thought what a shell toe would look like on a freaking pair of mules, and I absolutely love it. I love that they went a little bit more premium with it, where you've got like the leather on the top. I think this is already available in Asia, but it should have a global launch relatively soon. Fingers crossed they're not too expensive, but yeah, I'm liking these things. As soon as we get an official release date, I'll let you guys know. But speaking of Adidas, they just revealed the new Hyperboost line. So this is not the Hyperboost Edge, which I reviewed and we've seen before. This is a new version called the Euphoria Silhouette. It seems to be a little bit more angled towards lifestyle because they got a few different variations, but these things look good, man. These things look real good. So essentially what the Hyperboost is a replacement to the Ultra Boost that we know basically had everyone in a chokehold in 2016. It's a new boost compound that is a lot lighter, a lot more comfortable, which is crazy because of how, comfortable Boost is known for. But yeah, it takes on a very similar shape, like even the midsole cushioning and everything. It's got a different upper though, and I really like the way that these things look. You've got like this rubber mesh style, and then you've got this one, which seems like a more of traditional mesh. Bunch of different colorways and different options options, and man, these things hit in the light. Like this one over here with that netting on the side. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pair of shoes that absolutely takes over. I think people really like this one over here. Has got some Yeezy vibes. Look at that toe box. Tell me that's not Yeezy vibes. Either way, these should be dropping very soon. Love the way that these look and cannot wait to try them out. Hopefully they're a little bit more affordable as well, because I think the Edge version is pretty expensive. Either way, this is dope, and I like that Adidas is sticking with Boost technology. They're just evolving it. This one's actually pretty good, and I hate to say it because I hate on McDonald's collaborations all the time. I think it's ridiculous how McDonald's somehow weeded its way into streetwear. But listen, this Nike book collaboration is pretty cool. Now, the cool thing about this is not just any McDonald's collaboration. They specifically went with the colors of Sedona McDonald's, which, if you didn't know, is this like teal version of the McDonald's branding that they did at this one location, which I actually think is pretty cool. So this is what they did, and it's a nice color. You've got the teal, you've got the taupe, which works together really nicely. So this is like an official collaboration. You've got the McDonald's arches on the back. The Book 2 silhouette is not bad at all, and this is, again, the building. This is the McDonald's I was talking about, the Sedona one, where it has the teal branding, unlike all of the other ones, which is the yellow. I think this is sick, and it's going to be dropping June the 2nd. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But the biggest release that's happening this month, of course, has to be the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4s. We got some numbers, which is a little bit shocking. So we got this post over here by Uncle Chrissy, who likes to, he's like an insider who posts about stock numbers and stuff like that, and he's typically very accurate. So apparently there's 45,000 pairs just on the sneakers app in the US. Global stock estimates are like over 100,000, which is a lot more than the original brick by brick, the kind of like brick colored orange ones. Now, given like how much the originals resell for, not only are there going to be an insane amount of resellers trying to get their hands on this pair of shoes, but it's also a lot more of a wearable color. So a lot of just people who want to rock these things are going to be going after them as well. Now, prices on the aftermarket have been steadily declining, which is a good sign. Hopefully it continues to do that. But we also have to remember the original brick by bricks, they plummeted in resale price and then shot back up, and now they're just insanely expensive. I wanted those things and I missed my opportunity. I'm not missing out on this one. This one is an absolute banger. Either way, they're going to be dropping May the 22nd through the Nike sneakers app and a bunch of different retailers. A few raffles already loaded up, so yeah, either way, fingers crossed they do make a lot of pairs of these things, because I'm after them big time. Speaking of collaborations, we just got our best look at the upcoming Awake New York Jordan 6s. So yeah. Wow, okay, so they killed it with the 5s last year. This, I don't know how I do know how I feel about it. I'm not a fan. I'm just gonna say it now. This is just not my thing. Maybe I haven't seen them styled up enough, but this is just, I don't know. I don't like the stitching on it. Even the A that's on the side is like a little bit questionable. But of course, like the last collaboration, they are going to be dropping 2 different colorways. So this is the pink one. You've got the Awake New York text on the back, which also just that block text is not my favorite. Like, why not put, instead of the Nike, put NY on it? Like that would be cooler. But you've also got this one, a kind of more, what are they calling this one? Midnight Navy, a little bit more of a denim vibe to it. The stitching, again, really not a fan of that. Not even really a fan of like the speckled on the side. I don't know, it's not terrible, it's just not really my thing. Like, I'm just a little bit like, I liked the idea of an Awake New York Jordan 6, but with this as the reality, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely missing it, and maybe I'll grow to like these, but at this point, I'm just putting it out there, not my thing. Let me know what you think about this collaboration down in the comments, and if you're interested for the release, it should be dropping August. We'll get some more concrete details in the future, which I'll let you know. This one's pretty cool. We already got some looks at an upcoming Nike Halloween release for this year, and we got the Forces based off of Ghostface. Look at these things, man. This is actually pretty cool. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Peace Minus ones, the G-Dragon Air Forces, where it has like crackly material on it. I don't know if that's what's going to be the case with these, but it kind of looks like it. Like, maybe that paint kind of cracks and wears off, and then you've got like black Forces underneath. I like the little slash Nike swoosh on the back as well. I wonder if this is going to be one of those like dot swoosh releases where it's like a pre-order or something like that. But either way, as of right now, I'm liking these things, and they're going to be dropping this Halloween, so around October. October. Man, what is up with every brand chopping the back off of their sneakers? Here we've got the Adidas Samba just releasing backless mules of their sneakers, and this one looks pretty crazy. But wait for the next one that I show you. This one, you know, they actually changed the materials and stuff like that, where, you know, it looks a little bit more like a summer type shoe that you would wear on holiday or something like that. But Asics turned around and just chopped the back off of their regular sneaker model. It's like, what is the benefit of this over just the regular version? And New Balance has been trying to do this with like the 2002, and it's like, is it more comfortable? I guess it's easier to put on. But at this point, it's like, just buy the regular version. Then at least you could rock them to the gym or with shorts. This one is like a bit of a strange one. I don't know how I feel about all of these brands chopping the back off of their shoes. Maybe I need to try it. Maybe I'm missing something. Like, what is the idea behind this? If you have tried these backless sneakers, what do you like about them? Why are you buying them? Is it just nicer, more comfortable? Let me know in the comments. But if you're interested in these or the other ones, there's no actual release date, just at some point this summer. They will be $100 though, so I think maybe $10 less than the original one at some point in July. Let me know if you would get backless shoes. But there you have it. Don't forget, Sneaky HQ drop is happening at these times. Some steals to look out for. And of course, like always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you can always stay up to date with the latest things that are going on. The chaos, like the freaking pop watches. Like always, I'm going to throw another video in the top left-hand corner. Click on it to check it out. It's a banger.